guys, thanks for tuning into the Shampoo Show. You're now watching a show that we previously taped on the Houston Media Source, and this title was, Why Are We Staying in This Relationship? Which we all know, a lot of us stay in this relationship too long. This was a very hot and funny show. I had my man Charles Vienn and Robert Tucker on it. And hey, by the way, all these other shows that's down here, check them out, because we will be interchanging a lot of shows out. And guess what? We're building a 2,300 square feet filming studio here in Houston, Texas, and we going live all over the world. So guess what? Tune in, and I can't stay too long because I got to go to a show, do some filming. So y'all be tuning in, okay? And women have Oprah and The View, and how the men have Shampoo. Y'all take it easy. I gotta go. Wanna stay with you, but I gotta go.
My smoky skies and the parts of me that grow from you.
I'm doing tonight. Okay, our guest tonight is Mr. Charles Vienn and Mr. Chris Robert Tucker. Tonight, what we're going to talk about is why am I staying in this relationship? And that's going to be a hot topic. And we also are going to break down the 80-20 rule, which is going to be different. So let's start out. I'm going to break down the 80-20 rule, and then we're going to go into the topic what we're talking about. The 80-20 rule is no relationship is going to get 100% because no one's going to give 100%, which we should. At the max, you're probably going to get 80%. And that other 20%, you either got to let it ride or you're going to go out and look for it. Then when you go look for that 20%, you done got caught with that 20%. Now you done lost the 80%. Now you back to zero. And don't nobody want anybody, don't have anybody. So, boy, what we going to do about this? So, that's going to start it off with the 80-20 rule. Do you guys agree with the 80-20 rule?
Yeah.
Have y'all experienced the 80-20 rule?
I guess, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much a little bit?
Yeah.
So why do you guys think that people stay in relationships that are not really good and you know they're not good? Let's start out with you, Charles.
Well, most people are afraid to, afraid to be by themselves.
Right.
Afraid that if they fall out of love with somebody or fall out of a relationship with somebody, there's nobody else for them.
Right.
Why go?
What do you think, Rob?
Well, I got to first of all go back to the shampoo. Did you know? Before I get
okay, well, let's go.
I got to go back to the shampoo. Now you said that a percentage of people who suspect
85%
that their mates are cheating, and then you said are. Now I'm trying to figure out, is the mate cheating or the person who suspects that the mate is cheating is cheating? All right, I just want to make sure we get that straight, because the way you said it confused me.
And then the 50% of men who suspect their partners are cheating.
All right, those partners are cheating.
Right, that those partners are. So it leads you to believe that somebody's not paying attention, which leads us to be this men.
Now, I can understand that. Now, as far as the 80-20 rule is concerned, I can't say that I'm in agreement with the 80-20 rule and the fact that it exists and it's real in our society. I've been a victim and a purporter of the 80-20 rule myself.
Now, which one did you give, 80 or 20?
I gave the 20 and got the 80. And I've given the 80 and only gotten 10. Somebody else got my other 10. And I came home and found out that he was in my house getting my other 10. My point is,
here we go.
My point is, though, that while we've been on both sides of that issue, what we're trying to do today is find the middle
and
ground.
try to come up with some solution.
We're trying to come up with a great solution that is equitable for both partners. Not just you getting all the joy and giving all the pain, but let's have joy and pain simultaneously.
Now, also, too, let's stick with the 80-20 rule, because I like that. Because first of all, we have to agree to disagree. Now, it may not sound good, but do you think that in each relationship, if both parties get 100%?
No.
Okay, so stop right there. Okay, so therefore, I gave a really good percentage on 80%.
Excellent.
So that's really good. And that 20% is what we're always looking for. That's why almost 60% of divorces, marriages go up into divorce. So either you're not getting what you need, you understand what I'm saying? But to me, communication is what's going on. If you really think about what breaks down on relationship, first of all, we're going to go with communication. I can go with that. But to me, it's financial. Okay, that's gonna be, so romance without finance is a nuisance. I had to make it rhyme a little bit, because trust me, you can have love all you want to, but love is not gonna pay these bills. But then once again, when I say that about the 80-20 rule, because we do, even if the relationship's going very good, we're missing something. And that's why I get a percentage of the 20%. And sometimes we veer off male and female. I'm just not talking about the men, because let's face it, I think women cheat better and more than men. and they don't get caught as much as men.
Absolutely.
You understand? Because I've had, you know, and I've interviewed a lot of women. And so nowadays, back in the day, it used to be that women didn't have that many choices. But let's be clear about it. Women are making a lot more money than men, and they're the household. We got a lot of Mr. Moms at home. You understand?
Absolutely.
So let's just go with some things that we think, some of the reasons why that you're staying in relationships. Number one, I thought financial. I just said that. Number two, what did we say? We're going to go with failure to start with another partner. Number three, low self-esteem. Number four, religion.
You gotta have the communication.
You know, number five, lack of communication. Now, we're going to stop on that communication because that's what I have a challenge with, is that a lot of people say, one, I want honesty. I want truthful. No, you don't, because if we was honest and told the truth, we wouldn't have a job, you wouldn't have a husband, a wife, we wouldn't have friends, none of that. Like, you know, like that movie La La. That's the truth. So therefore, now we got to try to figure out what we're going to say, how we're going to say it, and when we're going to say it. You understand?
Well, Shampoo, my opinion in terms of what you're talking about
Go ahead.
I don't want to make a short show by just getting straight to the point so
fine.
early in the program.
Oh, no, we're going to roller coaster.
And then we don't have anything else.
Oh, no, we got plenty to talk about.
But in my opinion, the whole thing about relationships starts with our relationship with the Creator. In other words, if we would tap into the understanding of what love really is in its essence, in its core, in its creation, in and of itself, love ye one another as I have loved you, we can't understand how to love in a relationship when we don't understand how to love in the relationship that God has ordained.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And so we can't have adequate relationships when the core relationship is inadequate. If you're not putting in adequate time with that thing, which is love, then you'll never have true love.
Which is sound true, but you sure sound like you're in the pulpit right now.
That would be true.
I like that, though. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, the point is still valid in terms of us trying to find love, trying to find your soulmate. The Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So no matter what wife that you have, it's already been decreed that you found a good thing. Now stop looking for all the inefficiency, the inadequacy, all of the deficiencies that you will find in your wife. And start looking for the good things that has already been decreed that's there.
Well, you know, one thing that I have a problem with is also, too, is that I feel that people hold other people for higher standards than they hold themselves.
Absolutely.
Now, that's a knock on, you can put that on the button right there. And if you pay attention to that, that's the whole 9 yards. Second of all, as for me, is that I also feel, too, is that you have to love yourself first. And I find too many people that, you know what I'm saying, don't love themselves, and they're looking for somebody else to make you happy. You can't make me happy. I can make myself happy, and you can add to my equation. So go right, jump in, feel free, please do.
Most people don't love themselves because, one, they don't know themselves.
Exactly.
You know, I have this scenario. When you own a Ford, and it has a little Ford symbol on the front, and you drive down the street and you hear something inside the engine that might not be right, and you see a Mitsubishi dealership, 9 times out of 10, the car don't go in that dealership. If you need to fix something, take it to where it was made, or to somebody who knows more about it. See, what happens is people don't know themselves, don't love themselves, because they don't take their lives back to the Creator, to the lover. See, in my experience, I realized that I wanted to love and wanted to I wanted to be in relationship. I wanted to be in love relationship, almost like in front of the relationship that I knew God wanted me to have with Him. So when I fell in love with love, and I figured out how to make love to love, and be intimate with love, then I understood how now to give 100% to somebody no matter what they gave to me, because what you give is what you get back. The seed you sow determines the harvest you grow.
Already. And that's why I agree with that. And that's why also, too, that we're also going to say if you need to put in 100% if you want to get 100% out.
You got to.
And even if you don't get 100% out, at least you can walk away good because you did good with yourself.
You mess around, get 120% back if you mess around, find something on the other side. You know, because that's my experience. On the flip side, I gave 100%, even when I was young. I just knew that's all I knew how to give. gave myself. Now, oftentimes I caught myself in a situation where I was, you know, maybe hurt or discouraged or, you know, but when I fell in love with love, it didn't matter no more because I can walk away and still be all right and know that I got something that down the road because I'm going to take it back to the right person, the creator, you know.
Well, I can so appreciate you saying that you gave 100% because, you know, at this particular chapter in life, I've kind of, you know, tapped into that market that we're talking about. And with this, you know, whenever he blessed me with another relationship, you know, hopefully I'll be able to give my 100%. But I ain't never gave no 100%. And I know this. But then I also said, too, if you always do the same thing you do, you always going to get the same thing you get. So therefore, now I also, you know, a couple of times before I asked him for a particular type of person, now I learned that I have to go into details because he gave me that, but then I didn't, you know what? Now I got to go more into detail. So now to be with Shampoo, you got to be all you can be.
So we're back again in Charles's description of his story. We come back again full circle to the creator.
There you go.
In order to understand where you're going, what you're doing, and the things that you encounter along your journey, you have to be first plugged into your origin. If you don't know where you've come from, you have no idea where you're going. And then along your journey, you get confused if you're not stabilized by something greater than your own pursuits.
And most of us don't tap into that to something went wrong.
Well, see, most people got it kind of mixed up. They think they start to, when you start to talk like this, they first think religion. Religion is a box. We're talking about faith. When you pull out your remote control for your television, and you have faith enough to press it, and that thing comes on.
And the Shampoo show coming out.
You press it and it's on the Shampoo show. But if that television on the opposite side of that remote control is not plugged into the wall, you will not get power.
Okay, that's a good analogy. All right.
So if you don't get power, your faith, you have to, but you still got the same faith to press the button. But if the television is not plugged in, you're not gonna get nothing. That says it right there. You don't get no power if you're not plugged into the source.
Okay, so now let me ask you this, both of you guys. Because now, once again, we're talking about as we tapping into the creator and all that, as we get older, because hopefully, you know, in them 40s, you should have self-worth. And just like I told my little niece, just because you have a particular age don't mean you have self-worth. But if you've ever blessed and fortunate enough to have self-worth, half of the battle's won and tapped into the creator. But you're not going to have self-worth till you do tap into the creator. So my thing about that is that some of the cliches, because I got interviewed by someone that was, you know, the question was, Shampoo, what are some of the things that you know about yourself now that you didn't know about yourself back then? And I couldn't give a whole essay because she was interviewing several other people. And one of mine was some of the cliches that I was born and raised in hearing no longer applies to me anymore. In my book, number one being opposites attract. In Shampoo's world, opposites do not attract anymore. You understand me? I am a total extrovert, and I've been attracted to introverts. I would no longer date another introvert unless you're an introvert/extrovert because you feed too much off my energy. And once again, since we're talking about the creator, I can't be at church on Sunday mornings and you at a restaurant drinking some cocktails, having brunch. Sooner or later, that's going to interact, and that's not going to collide. I'm just kind of giving a wild, analogy or whatever, but that's my thing about that is opposites don't attract to me in my particular world right now. You understand? And I had to go into that and do this little checkoff list, a little different things like that quote. And number one, the next one is, you know, one monkey don't stop no show. That's a false statement because you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up from out of here, everybody.
But now, analyzing what you were saying, though, about your ability to be Shampoo in a world full of people who are running around trying to be judge, jury, and executioner.